right. Okay, here to get them started. WHGE 95.3 FM. Coming up, the Open Eye. Sorry about that. Sorry I'm late, y'all, but I'm here. All right. Shoot. Those of us that indulge in or commit intellectual violence don't do so for the pleasure of mental masturbation or ego diddling. We do so because the chains of oppression in our people's minds are deep and difficult to remove. Good morning, my children of the sun. Welcome to the Open Eye on WHGE 95.3 FM. I'm Patrice Gibbs, your third eye optometrist. Hey, Steve, how you doing? And host, pardon me. A little shook up right now. Forgive me. Last night, my Aunt Ginger, the youngest of the 11 Gibbs children, my father's youngest sister, joined the ancestors. I'm going to take a moment of silence for Aunt Ginger. Peace and blessings to my family, especially to her older sister Joyce, who's the next to the youngest. She is the last of the Gibbs siblings, of the 11 of them, actually 13. Peace and blessings, especially to my cousin Rod, who is more like my younger brother because of the way we came up. Peace and blessings to my family. WHGE 95.3 FM, the Open Eye. And give you our disclaimer now. All right. An Open Eye are those of the hosts, guests, and contributors. All right, brother. Do not reflect the policy or position of WHGE 95.3 FM, nor our sponsor, the Delaware Center for Homeless Vets. Any content provided by Open Eye's hosts, guests, or contributors are theirs and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, company, or individual. WHGE 95.3 FM, the Open Eye. All right. Your ancestors has a message for you. It was forbidden for us to read, write, and learn anything. If any of us were caught doing any of the three, we were unmercifully beaten and even killed. But knowledge was very important to us. So we took the chance anyway, even though it could mean our death. Now, you have a cell phone and a computer that has access to hundreds of libraries and millions of books that you can read and study anytime you want. So if you're not taking advantage of this precious gift, then you're a damn fool.
Knowledge was important to us because knowledge is a precursor to power, and power is a precursor to freedom, and freedom is our ultimate salvation. And let me tell you something. In this climate that we're in, white supremacy, it's not just about freedom. It's about survival. WHGE 95.3 FM. Yes, indeed. And get some history going here. All right. The African transatlantic voyages, 181 years before Columbus. And actually, it was even before that. However, North African sources describe what some consider to be visits to the New World by Mali fleet in 1311. According to these sources, 400 ships from the Mali Empire discovered a land across the ocean to the west after being swept off course by ocean currents. Only one ship returned, and the captain reported the discovery of a western current to Prince Abu Bakr II. The off-course Mali fleet of 400 ships is said to have conducted both trade and warfare with the peoples of the western lands. It is claimed that Abu Bakr II abdicated his throne and set off to explore these western lands. In 1324, the Mali king, Mansa Musa, who was the richest man in history, is said to have told Arab historian Al-Murari that his predecessor had launched 2 expeditions from West Africa to discover the limits of the Atlantic Ocean. So we were discovering, even long before that, because there's evidence of ancient Egypt in the Western world. Speaking of ancient Egypt, Ethiopia's oldest daughter, Egypt, that's how Dr. Chancellor Williams, the author of The Destruction of Black Civilization, excuse me, The Destruction of Black Civilization is a must read. If you haven't read it, please get it. Egyptologists, archaeologists, historians, etc. cannot find nor pinpoint Egypt's primitive state. There's a simple explanation for this. Egypt had no primitive state. The Egyptian or Kemetic Empire came into existence in the full bloom of its technological adulthood. When a group of families from the Nubian south, broke off from the greater Ethiopian society and moved north into the Nile Valley, they were already educated in the sciences of their mother society. These families established a dynastic society in the north, which became Lower Egypt. Its first great city, named after their first leader, Menes, was Memphis, located where Cairo now stands. Soon other great families followed suit and established a society just south, forming Upper Egypt. Eventually, these societies joined, becoming the greater Egyptian Kemetic Empire. Though often at odds, rivalry, and even war with their Nubian predecessors, Egypt, or Kemet, always looked south to its great parent for the authenticity and even support in times of trouble. It was often the Nubian rulers who chased out interlopers and invaders and reestablished purity, African purity, to the Kemetic leadership. The great 18th and 25th dynasties being glaring examples of this process. The world's first pyramid was built during the 27th century BC for the burial of Pharaoh Djoser by African genius Imhotep, his vizier, or prime minister. Contrary to the mythologies of Western historians, the African of that time were great travelers, traders, and they were global. They educated and colonized the world and left their mark all over the globe. This is why there are pyramids in the West, which were built long after the Kemetic or Egyptian built pyramids. Their influence included societal structure, urban planning, architecture, spirituality, and even attire. Look at the Native Americans' attire and symbolism. The Kemetic influence is glaring. By the time Alexander the Macedonian, because there's nothing great about him, conquered Egypt, it was a society well in decline and barely a shadow of its former greatness. What Western historians fail to mention is that Nubian ruler Queen Candace drew a line in the sand and dared Alexander to cross it. Alexander knew better and backed off, returned home to Macedonia, leaving his general Ptolemy in charge of the decimated Egyptian territory. The decline of the Egyptian Kemetic Empire was caused by extraordinarily strong leadership, followed by periods of weak leadership and corruption. The empire had practically imploded long before any normally inferior conquerors, like the Greeks or Romans, invaded ancient Kemet. WHGE 95.3 FM, the Open Eye. Let me take a quick music break here. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Let me get that right. Yes, indeed. All right. WHGE 95.3 FM, the Open Eye. I know you heard about the forest fires in Canada. People think the smoke is coming from the wildfires in Canada all along the East Coast, New York, and what have you. It's not. What? No, it's not. It's coming from the gates of hell opening up to let that bastard Pat Robertson in. That's where the smoke is coming from. WHGE 95.3 FM will be right back with Nsoromma.
Hold up, y'all. Go ahead. Oh, I like that. Come in on that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. Come on. Yeah.
I don't know if you heard me, bro, but I lost my aunt last night. Yeah, my aunt Ginger.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thanks for your condolences, everyone.
Yeah. Now put some bottom on it. Oh, yeah. Stay talking now. Yeah. Put some mix on. Put some mix on. There you go.
My Guitar's Ego by Patrice Gibbs. Yeah. WHGE 95.3 FM while I'm waiting for Nsoromma to get set up here. Let me give you a little something here. That's gonna lead us into what we're gonna be talking about as soon as Nsoromma gets on the air here. Okay. What did liberals do that was so offensive to the Republican Party? I'll tell you what they did. Liberals got women the right to vote. Liberals got African Americans the right to vote. Liberals created Social Security and lifted millions of elderly people out of poverty. Yeah, right-wingers don't like that. Liberals ended segregation. They sure as hell don't like that, and they show us that even today. Liberals passed the Civil Rights Act. That's how The Democratic Party, which was the party of segregation, the party of the South, switched sides because Lyndon B. Johnson, LBJ, signed in the law the Voting Rights Act, the Civil Rights Act, and this, that, and the other. And Southern Democrats said, oh, no, the hell with that. And they joined the Republican Party. That's the short history. It's a little more nuanced than that. Liberals created Medicare. Liberals passed the Clean Air Act and the Clean Water Act. They don't like clean air and clean water, evidently, because they are still trying to dismantle those acts. What they like is for corporations to be able to dump their crap in the water. You know, I grew up fishing and crabbing here in Delaware, in the St. George's Canal, go down the creeks in Odessa, and what have you, catch fish and crabs and bring them home and eat them. You better not do that now. Oh no, you'll be glowing. All the corporate crimes, all the corporate waste, industrial waste that's been dumped in our waters by the DuPont company. I ain't pulling no punches. What the conservatives do, they oppose the liberals on every one of these things. Every one. So when you try to hurl that label at people's feet about being liberal, that don't bother me. As if it was something to be ashamed of, something dirty, something to run away from. And it won't work with me. I'll pick that label up and wear it like a badge of honor. And that comes from Lawrence O'Donnell. Yeah, he kicked it on that. And let me tell you something. And we're coming around to it. First of all, let me say good morning to my partner, Nsoromma. Good morning, brother.
Chop, 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 chop.
Yes,
Wagwan.
Wagwan. Oh, I ain't have his mic on. Say wagwan. Good morning, Nsoromma.
Chop, chop, chop,
All
chop.
right. Chop, chop. All right,
Good morning, world.
All right. Dear my pa MAGA.
MAGA.
Yeah. Make America great again, the Trump.
That's my boy BP.
Who?
My boy B.
B.
I know you listening.
Okay.
You know B, my boy I hang with.
Okay.
Trump sent him a check.
Look, what?
You know how Trump sent out the checks to everybody when they gave whatever.
Okay.
He actually got one.
It wasn't a COVID check.
I don't know. I ain't get one.
I ain't get one either.
I don't know.
Why you want to check your
B.
boy?
Hey, yo, B.
What you doing getting the check, brother? Hey, okay. All right,
Yeah.
look. Dear MAGA.
MAGA.
Hey, I'm pretty sure this comes from Vaughn. Donald Trump did not lower your taxes. He didn't get the roads fixed or bridges built. He didn't get you health care coverage. He didn't lower the price of prescriptions. He didn't decrease the deficit. He didn't end the opioid crisis, the armed disaster, revive the coal industry. He didn't make COVID disappear. He didn't make Mexico pay for the wall. He didn't put America first, and he sure as hell didn't drain the swamp. So when you say he fought for you, you mean he validated your hate. Because he didn't do a goddamn thing for you other than that. Yeah, that's word. And guess what?
What, man?
I know you heard
What?
that criminal bastard,
Ooh.
yeah, he done been indicted.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's on some boom boom, right?
No, it ain't no boom boom. He did this crap. Oh, former President Trump been indicted. He been indicted on 37 felony federal charges related to his handling of classified documents after he left the White House. The charges against Trump include conspiracy to obstruct justice, willful retention of national defense information, and making false statements, according to the document filed in federal district court in Miami. Okay. Our laws protect national defense information, are critical to the safety and security of the United States, and they must be enforced. And that was from Special Counsel Jack Smith, overseeing the investigation into the Orange Disasters actions. And I was at a press conference following the indictments on sealing. Okay.
Biden did the same thing, didn't he?
Nope.
What? All them paperwork in the computer and all that stuff they had out.
They had that computer for how long?
He had paperwork in his trunk of his Corvette that was supposed to be high classified documents. They all do it, P.
It's not to the level that the orange disaster did.
It's the same coin. You can't flip the coin over.
You can't flip the coin over, but when you flip the coin over and it's got feces on the other side.
Well, it's been on that side for a long time.
Yeah, it's been on that side for a long time. And I tell you what, now, here's the thing.
What?
Of course, you know, the judge that's going to oversee the case, okay?
Did Trump put him in office?
Her.
Her?
Yeah.
Oh,
and she's already made some rulings that were favorable. However, the orange disaster is in a lot of trouble. And let me tell you something. 31 counts and 37 charges.
Wow.
And, you know, these counts carry some time. Count 1 through 31, a maximum of 10 years for each count. 37 counts. Count 32, maximum of 20 years. Count 33, a maximum of 20 years. And it goes on and so forth through count 37. And the lowest two are counts 36 and 37, which carry 5 years. Okay? He's 70-something. If he do get locked up, it's a life sentence because his ass ain't never. He has to be 90 years old to get out of jail, and I doubt if that happens if he's gonna live that long. Who knows? Because these rotten bastards seem to live a long time. That's word. Because Pat Robinson, who I just said,
you said they seem to live a long time.
Yeah, it's the damnedest thing, man. They live a long time, man. You know, they say only the good die young. I don't know, maybe the creator needs to reverse that and start taking these criminal, evil, rotten bastards more early. That's where soon they do some effed up stuff. You know that? You know what? You done effed up. We ain't cancel your contract. You're going to hell. Today. That's what. And see, here's the thing about these. Let me see, I got it over here. Now, here's the thing about these charges.
Hold up, he's still running for office right now.
Oh yeah, because there's no law that says
he
an
can't
indicted person.
That's why I think it's all for Bootlehan.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
I feel you, brother.
If he's facing time in jail, how is he possible? How is he still possible
to run for office?
Right. If you're being looked at as a criminal already, how do you get in front of a person that's not a criminal that want to run?
Right.
That right
don't
there
seem to make sense.
Exactly.
The thing is, there's no law that prevents an indicted person from running for office. Okay, and that law, the reason there's probably not a law for that is because
it hasn't been done.
Yeah. Well, no, because. You know, according to, our laws, you're innocent until proven guilty. Okay. Of course, if you're a black person, you're guilty until proven innocent.
I was like, that's not true, but you understand where I'm coming from, bro. You
understand. That's right. And see, the thing is, right, these documents that he held back, all right, some of these documents are defense documents, okay?
Defense? What you mean?
Defense.
Oh, defense, okay.
Yeah, and what they tell is how America will defend itself in the course of an attack. And this is stuff, that shows our strategy, what we're going to do about it. Top secret stuff here. Top secret stuff here. Now, I don't know how many of you heard of the Rosenbergs in the 50s. They were convicted of spying and giving or selling secrets to Russia. They were executed.
But their name's still around, right?
Yeah, the Rosenbergs, they were executed. They were executed.
They still getting money in America, though.
And not the Rosenbergs.
The Rosenbergs, not?
No, they did. They were executed.
They got family members that's passed down to them. But
their family members.
Their family name
have
is what I mean. Still
their family name has that mud on them from their, ancestors being executed and convicted of spying for Russia. Okay. You know, and this was during the 50s, during the Great Red Scare, when everybody was afraid that Russia, you know, was going to, influence or take over America and spreading its communism worldwide. And how dare you communists? And so they killed them. So they offed them. The American government offed them. Yeah, you turn that thing off. That's word. Now, the crazy thing is, of course, with the Trump supporters,
right?
Okay, who have taken over the Republican Party, all right, 12 million of them showed in a poll that they are willing to commit violence to put Trump back in office. 12 million, okay? When the southern states seceded from the Union in support of slavery, because they wanted slavery, okay, they had 1 million soldiers. And they caused a lot of death and damage.
Right. He got 12.
He got 12 million,
exactly.
Ghana.
And you don't think you want to protect yourself? But I ain't even going to roll with that. But listen. Mm-hmm. That's the attack that they trying to put on us, on America, man. Mm-hmm. They try to do it through coercion and fear.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I can scare you into being on my team, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to do that. It's just that simple.
Mm-hmm. And then this thing about the Republican Party, I get this from Sister Tracy. All right?
Thank you, Tracy.
Is that they claim to be the party of family values, the party that proclaims the right to life. Because Republicans vote against providing funding to address the baby formula shortage. Remember when they had the baby formula shortage? Yeah. The party whose only response to mass shooting of children is provide thoughts and prayers. Thank God for thoughts and prayers. He ain't going to do a goddamn thing about it. The party that will fight tooth and nail against a woman's right to choose, but refuses to fund school lunch programs. They don't give a damn if your children go hungry. Mm-hmm.
That's true, though.
Yeah. And somehow people have the inability to see the hypocrisy. I would argue we're in the midst of a critical thinking crisis. All right?
That's true.
Yeah. That's where.
And when we was...
No,
I was like, when we were in school, it was totally the opposite.
Right.
They was trying to help us as many ways as they can by, free lunches and slower kids get put in certain programs to get them caught up to the next students and stuff like that.
Right.
But then nowadays they just say, okay, you learn this way, you're all the way over there.
Right.
And these people learn this way, you in the fast lane. You know what I'm saying? And that's like...
And what they do is they push kids through school, all right? And they push kids through school, and what they wanted to do, we put a stop to this here in Delaware,
right.
is they wanted to give them a specialty certificate, not a certificate of graduation.
Right, or diploma.
Right.
It's
It's a certificate of completion. You tied your shoes all through the school year by yourself.
You did good.
You did good.
Yeah.
You completed the grade.
Here's a special certificate for you.
Yeah.
On shoe tie.
On shoe.
And they be specific about it. We used to get home economics. They taught us how to cook and clean and, they taught us like we had the opportunity to get taught everything that it is in life to survive as an individual.
Right.
In the home.
And not just survive, but to prosper.
Right, and to prosper.
Yeah.
And as an individual, each student, now I don't know what they're trying to do.
The dumbing down of America. WHGE 95.3 FM. I'm Patrice Gibbs.
Nsoromma in the
building. All right.
Yaga. Brother Misbah, you hear him, right? Sherry, Steve, what's up? Hey, Yada, how you? Hey, Curtis, I see you. Curtis Gibbs, yo, brother, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Yaga. Yo, we make it happen, man. Put it down, that's it. Let us know what you think. Type something in for us to say. Make it interesting. Interact. Let's go.
WHGE 95.3 FM, the open eye.
Yup.
Yes, indeed. There's a black teen. This was put out maybe a couple of years ago probably during the George Floyd incident, and you know all the shootings that were going on and what have you, with police killing innocent black people still going on.
Right.
It's a checklist from Cameron Welch. And it's extensive. It's covering everything from how to behave in a store so a shop clerk won't accuse you of stealing, the clothes you shouldn't wear while driving if you want to be pulled over by the police. If you don't want to be pulled over by the police. Don't put your hands in your pockets. Don't put your hoodie on. Don't be outside without a shirt on. Check in with your people even if you're just down the street. And don't be out too late. Don't touch anything you're not buying in the store. And never leave the store without a receipt or a bag, even if it's just for a pack of gum. Never make it look like there's an altercation between you and someone else. Never leave the house without your ID. And and I really don't like that one. It's like never leave the house without your freedom papers. Don't drive with a wife beater on.
Hold up, I'm backed up at that one.
And don't go out with a wife beater or a do-rag. Don't play your music too loud. Don't stare at Caucasian women. Yeah, don't get caught looking at white women. It's
that's
looking.
That's called all profiling to me.
That's bigger than big.
Yeah, that right there is against the law.
If a cop stops you randomly and starts questioning you, don't talk back. Just compromise. I definitely don't like that one. All right. I like what them two lawyers said.
Right.
Shut the F up.
That's right.
I don't answer questions.
Right. I plead the fifth.
That's word. And if you get pulled over, put your hands on the dashboard and ask if you can get your license and registration out. Because they're gonna say they will say they don't see no gun at all. Gun, stop resisting. He got him. Oh, here we go.
Did you ever see the YouTube video that the cops pulled the white guy over and the white guy only put the window down just a little bit, maybe 3 inches, and they was talking, and the cop was like, "Is there any weapons in the car? We about to pull you out the car or whatever." And it's like, if you pull me out this car, it's gonna be a Western gunfight out here. And the cop was like, "Well, we don't really want that."
So they let him go.
They was carrying on a conversation like that. But if it was a black person, they wouldn't even get the dialogue.
Oh, no. No, as a matter of fact, I saw a sister that did the same thing. They broke her window and yoked her and pulled her over the broken glass.
Right.
And roughed her up, beat her up, and this, that, and the other.
And that's against the law.
Yeah. But, of course, she sued. I don't know if she got any money from them yet.
Wow.
That's word. It's something when we moved to the west side from the valley. That's where we live. We moved from 6th and Adams up to 2nd and Rodney.
Right.
And when we first moved to 2nd and Rodney, it was a mixed neighborhood. Okay, black and white people in our neighborhood. Okay. Now that's kind of shaky. We got along with them. There was some white flight and some white neighbors when he had moved out. We had a couple that stayed. Okay. Now, in this neighborhood in Florida, this black lady, J.K. Owens, had a white neighbor named Susan Lawrence. Susan Lawrence killed J.K. Owens in front of her children. Okay? In front of her children. Now, they had been there for a couple of years, and according to the police, these neighbors had been feuding for at least 2 years.
Right.
No, that's not what was going on. They had a racist hussy next door to them who hated black people and constantly harassed them and harassed their children. And it finally came to a head after she assaulted the children. She hit one of the children with a roller skate.
What?
Yeah. Took his iPad, broke it. Well, she wouldn't give it up at first. And I think she broke it. And the mother went to confront her and ask her for her child's iPad back. Okay, Susan Lorenz shot her through the door and killed her in front of her 10-year-old child. Here was the crazy thing. She was not immediately arrested. They interviewed her and let her go because they said that they had to hear both sides of the story. Okay? If that situation had been reversed, not only would they have arrested that black woman, they would have showed up with in full tactical gear, with riot squad, SWAT squad, burst into her house, threw her children on the floor or on the ground at gunpoint, and dragged her away and charged her with murder. What they do with this white woman? This is white privilege for you.
But do you think that's a tyrannical government?
Hell yeah.
Doing it?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Most definitely. And she was charged with manslaughter, not murder. Susan Lorenz, 58, told investigators the night of the shooting she had a headache and the children outside were screaming and yelling in a grassy area between her apartment complex and the next. While a few children were playing basketball, Lorenz came outside and threw a pair of roller skates at them, hitting one on the foot, like I said. And she admitted in court to swinging an umbrella at the children as well. Now, if you live in a neighborhood with children, you're going to hear screaming and hollering.
First of all, how you going to try to attack the child and not get charged?
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, that's worse. She
That
didn't even
kid.
get charged with that.
Nah,
She should have been charged with that from the gate. You know?
Now, if the kids would have all jumped her and beat her down, then what? Like our kind of kids. Like these kids these days is different from when we was coming up.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
crazy.
because you'd have caught hell
Your
from
blood,
us.
you would have got it.
Yeah.
All of it.
We'd have gave you the
Yeah.
business. You
You
believe
would've
that?
really, we looked for that. We was biting our nails the whole somehow. What if this happened? We'll do this. We'll talk about that. You know what I'm saying? We were playing responses for stuff like that, and now they don't even think like that.
You know? Now, she admitted to racial slurs, telling the kids, get away from my house, you black slave, and N-word, and, you know. And she also admitted to, in court to coming out her house, give them the finger, the middle finger, and yelling the N-word at children. Okay, the day of the incident, she pulled the typical Karen move and called the police. Authorities say, according to the transcript, she claimed the kids were going to come and kill her and trespass on her property. A white woman's tears, the most dangerous thing in America. She, she made claims against...
Say that again, bro. What would you say?
A white woman's
You have to be
tears.
bagging up.
Yeah, a white woman's tears, the most dangerous thing in America. White woman's tears can get you killed.
Oh my God.
That's word. And she admitted in court that she bought the Remington .380 caliber handgun for protection following a prior altercation with Owens. She also had a second handgun in the house, and they found both handguns in a trash can. And then, the thing is, when they went to arrest her, she caused the scene by refusing to cooperate with them. Kill me. While being taken into the patrol car, she tried to fall on the ground and complained of chest pain. BS. She's 58 years old. She looks 78. Okay. And that's how they age. And she was taken to the hospital before she was booked in the county jail. Now, in the recent court hearing, Lorenz admitted to possibly researching self-defense information online ahead of shooting Miss Owens. Yeah, she looked it up to see how she was going to get away with it. All right. Owens was 35 when she was killed. Her mother, Pamela Diaz, is now raising her 4 children, and funeral has been scheduled for Monday.
Wow.
Yeah, and you watch what goes on with this, because I'm pretty damn sure.
I hope it ain't marching.
No, I'm pretty damn sure that what's going to happen is, this racist hussy is going to get a GoFundMe account and raise a couple of $1 million for her defense.
They always do that.
Oh yeah, they always do that.
I think that should be against the law.
I absolutely agree with you on that, Nsoromma. I absolutely agree with you on that. WHGE 95.3 FM. The Open Eye.
Yo, what's good? Fatty, I see you. Sherry, I call that the poor breed syndrome. The pure breed syndrome.
Who's that now? That's from Sherry?
Sherry says she call that the pure breed syndrome. And your boy Steven said, yo, Trump's mentor, Roy Cohen, was the prosecutor during the trial of the Rosenberg in 1951 for conspiracy, and he got them both. He got the convictions and them sent to the chair. Yo. And B, my boy B said Trump now wants to support African Americans.
Yeah. 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 That's what it is.
Dangerous D, what's up, B? What you up to?
Doing it from Implosion, WHGE 95.3 FM.
What's good? Happy belated birthday, Smooth.
All right.
Implosion in the building.
All right. Earlier this week.
Okay.
All right. You sent me a video.
I did.
Yes, you did. And that video was of Beyonce, who's a very sexy lady. Yes, she is. Yeah. Beyonce is on stage exposing her lady parts. I don't mean her breastises either.
She ain't realized it. She forgot she ain't put no underwear on.
She did.
She forgot. She forgot she ain't put no underwear on.
And according to that ornery look on her face, she knew exactly what she was doing. That's her. Yeah. You know, music can be a very revolutionary force. It always has been.
Yeah.
When you look at any revolutionary movement, there was music to go with it. Just like music can wake you up, it can also put you to sleep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When you come into a community, if you don't know the mental state of the people, all you have to do is listen to the popular tunes they play. Mm-hmm.
Right.
From Louis Armstrong's Black and Blue in the late 20s to Billie Holiday's Strange Fruit in the 30s. Nina Simone's Mississippi Goddamn in the 60s. James Brown, Say It Loud and Black and I'm Proud in the late 60s. Marvin Gaye's What's Going On and Stevie Wonder's Living in the City in the 70s. Music has always had its consciousness, including the early days of hip-hop. From Run DMC's It's Like That, remember that?
Right.
Yeah. Through the apex of conscious rap, as produced by Public Enemy and X-Clan. Then came NWA and gangster rap. What most critics miss is that for the most part, gangster rap maintained a level of consciousness. Then
because back when NWA was it wasn't really gangster rap. They were saying what was going on.
Yeah.
That it was really true facts.
Mm-hmm.
And like Tupac said he wasn't telling gangster. He was telling a story, trying to open up dialogue to maybe we can talk about some of the things and change, make a law, to put in a law to change what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You know what most critics miss? What most critics miss is that for the most part, gangster rap, as the brother said, maintained the level of consciousness. Then corporate America got involved and rappers could no longer get airplay with music that informed and uplifted.
Our people. Because it was a cultural thing.
Mm-hmm. Now the music that gets airplay is about materialism, machismo, misogyny, and ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
Gangster rap devolved into what became thug rap. Trap music. This is neither a coincidence nor happenstance. This is planned, purposeful process with an intended outcome.
Mm-hmm.
It's no secret that young fans tend to emulate their favorite artists. and that these artists had the power to influence. So I piss on Lil Wayne, Rick Ross, Nicki Minaj, Kanye West, Jay-Z, and his slutty active wife, Beyonce, up there showing her lady parts.
But it's only entertainment.
Yeah.
Don't take this personal.
Yeah, I do take it personal when I see young girls emulate her. Right? I had a young girl tell me years ago,
right,
that Beyonce got her skin bleached, so that's what she was going to do. So Beyonce up there showing her lady parts with no modesty. Boom. You go to hell, Michelle Obama, running around talking about Beyonce is your daughter's role model.
She getting money.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
If it could take you out of poverty, go ahead and shake, yo. You know what I'm saying? It always was shake what your mama gave you.
Yeah,
I mean, you know all the things that,
no modesty,
yeah,
no respect for yourself.
And they put that in the forefront instead of reading and getting education. They take education out of school for Black history. So you gotta know where their brain is at.
That's right.
You know,
because none of these people give a damn about anything but fame and money. Not one of them give a damn about the advancement of our community or people.
Yeah.
Why is this thing so popular? Because that's what's pushed. That's what's made available. Sex and violence sells. WHGE 95.3 FM, the Open Eye. Here's some real music.
Y'all ain't doing it. Say you smoke 5 green, but y'all ain't doing it. Y'all think y'all hot though. Diggity, what's good? Hey yo, I gotta stop up and see you too, bro. Diggity's Chester got the best food, you know what I'm saying? Sherry, okay, what you say? Yeah, she keeps doing that as a role model, but she better not say a word if her own daughter starts doing the same thing. She already doing it. She's showing her how to do it. What you talking about? She got her a SETI and everything. Quit playing. She already hit the game. See, the new Beyonce about to come in effect.
Ain't that something?
Hey yo, Brian. Hey yo, Brian, what's good?
WHGE 95.3 FM.
Yeah. Yo.
The governor of Florida.
Right.
Yeah, he's the main one.
Ain't that the boy you call the Satan?
Yeah, let me tell you something. And he's not just erasing Black history. He's trying to erase progress. Okay. When many people think of violence against civil rights, they rarely think of the classroom. However, because of Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, that's starting to change. While textbook Disney villain recently announced his presidential bid, okay, let me tell you about that. Ron DeSantis, the Imperial Grand Wizard of the Banana Republic of Florida, is running for president. Damn. You think we want that with this moron?
But so why all these black marching groups don't get together and vote him out?
Yeah.
Even being a part of it. Can't we do that? Can't we
come
together?
You know, we got to have the votes in Florida, okay? All right. And our so-called allies, the Hispanic people in Florida, all right, who are now calling for us to join and help them.
Sure, you're right.
Yeah. You know, and some of them out here talking about, and some of these white Republicans too, out here talking about, we made a mistake with these anti-immigration laws and what have you, because ain't nobody picking that damn fruit.
Or building them houses.
Yeah. So now you want us to join with you and get this moron out of there.
Be used again.
Yeah. You know what? Here's my advice to black people in Florida. All right? I have no advice for the Hispanic community who helped put Ron DeSantis in office.
Right.
You know, you make your bed, you lie in it. You lay down with dogs, you get up with fleas, scratching and digging.
Ticks.
That's your damn fault.
What about the ticks?
And ticks too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can't pull them ticks off too easy, can you? Get the bleed and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, you lay down with these dogs, you get up with fleas. You know, you lay down with whores, you get up with disease.
Boom.
Yeah, that's what you get. Because banning books about black history doesn't just erase past black leaders. It erases the possibility of a future with progress, equity, and racial justice.
Right.
Okay? Because when I was given the book called The N-Word, it was by Dick Gregory.
Right.
It was Dick Gregory's first autobiography.
That's right. And he said he wrote that book to make a positive word out of the word, the N-word. So
what he did was he opened my mind up.
Right.
At 12 years old to a lot of the things that my mother was already trying to teach me.
Right.
And it made it more palatable.
Right.
Okay? So now they worried about, well, if you, allow these things to be taught in school, it's going to make white children feel bad. It's going to make white children feel bad because you idiots identify with the white supremacists in your history instead of identifying with the righteous white people who try to do something about white supremacy. I don't give a damn if you feel bad. Go to hell. Boop. WHGE 95.3 FM. We're coming to the close. Remember when I worked in Minuteman on Philadelphia Pike?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had an incident up there one day where this white dude, he came in and he claimed he was an Air Force intelligence officer.
Okay.
He shook me up a little bit. I was in the Air Force, right?
Right.
And many times you hear me mention my name. My name is Patrice. I was named after Lumumba. A lot of black people don't know that.
Right.
All through my life, I've been explaining to my own community where I got my name. Because a lot of black people didn't know that.
Right.
All right. This elderly white man said, "What's your name?" I said, "Patrice." He said, "You named after Lumumba?" It was an elderly white man asked me that.
Right.
All right. He said that he was a retired Air Force intelligence officer who was stationed in the Congo in the late 1950s.
Right.
Patrice Lumumba was the first prime minister of the Republic of Congo. He said he had the privilege to see Patrice Lumumba speak live in person. He said Patrice Lumumba was the most charismatic speaker he had ever seen. Even more so than Martin Luther King Jr. or Malcolm X. He said seeing Lumumba was almost a religious experience. He said he knew that day that he saw Lumumba speak that this man would not live long.
Right.
Patrice Lumumba was considered by Western powers to be the most dangerous man on the African continent whose message could not be allowed to reach the masses. I asked him, "Who killed Patrice Lumumba?" He said, "Who do you think? And be careful." Damn. WHGE.
I thought they was going to say, me.
No. He said, "Who do you think?" And he ended our conversation with, "Be careful." Yeah. WHGE 95.3 FM, The Open Eye, and Patrice Gibbs.
Nsoromma.
And as we always tell you,
Right.
destiny determines who enters your life, but you decide who stays. Therefore, value those who value you, and don't treat those as a priority.
Who treat you as an option.
WHGE 95.3, The Open Eye.
Yaga. Yo. Brother Bob. Hey, yo. Yaga. Hey, yo. Navia. Yeah, I see you. Hey, yo. What's good? And you know what's up. Time is king to the close, you know what I'm saying? And yo, Nsoromma streaming everywhere with Mr. Gibbs. Hey, yo, Mr. Gibbs.
Hey, what I always tell you. Look, I got some good news for y'all coming up about the African continent. They waking up over there, y'all. Get ready. All of y'all don't want to claim to be African. Don't get on the winning team after they win the Super Bowl. Global African supremacy. Because the world was a much better place when the African ran the world. Peace. All right. Hey.